Hey y'all, it's Bethany with the Wandering Purl podcast, and thank you for joining me for episode 20. It is official. We are now the Wandering Purl, formerly Gypsy Bird Makes. So it's going to take me a little while to get used to saying the Wandering Purl because my mouth is so used to not saying Gypsy Bird Makes, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, I'm excited for the new change. Thank you guys all for your support and your love on me changing my name. I really appreciate it. It's gone pretty smoothly so far, so I'm very grateful for that. So this is the first official podcast, the first official video with a new brand. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get this out there and to get you guys a new podcast. And I do want to say, May the 4th be with you. I am currently filming this on May the 4th. So I, of course, had to wear my Star Wars shirt. I just got this one. It says, "Don't be a litter bug. Recycle your droids," which is so cute. So I'm loving this shirt. I'll have it linked down below in case you're a huge Star Wars fan and you love this too. I got this last week and had to represent for all of my Star Wars fans today. So that is what we are doing here, and I am loving the day full of Star Wars. I've loved Star Wars since I was about 10 years old, so it's been almost a lifelong love of mine. But I do have some works in progress to show you. I don't have any finished objects this time. I think that's the first time in 20 episodes that I don't have anything finished, which is crazy. And I only have 2 works in progress, which you've seen before, but I have been doing a lot of knitting on them and have made quite a bit of progress. So I'm excited to show that progress with you. I am going to be having a giveaway, so stay till the end of the podcast to find out how you can enter to win and see what the prize is, just for, reaching a milestone of 20 episodes of the podcast, and then also with changing my name and all of that jazz, just to thank you for sticking around and being so supportive. So that will be happening in Life Talk, so I will see you then. But I guess now we will skip right on into works in progress. So the first work in progress I'm going to share is my Moonglow Radvent, which is coming along. I would have liked to have been a little farther along with it, but I'm happy with where we're at. So the Radvent is a pattern by Amba O'Brien, and it's actually the Radvent Cardigan. I made this before back in July of last year, and absolutely love it, so I am remaking the pattern. I decided to use my Moonglow Advent from this past year. Whitney does amazing solid colors, and I saw another person making this and decided I had to do it too. I'm doing the colors in a little bit different, not exactly the order they came, but I'm really liking how it came out. And then I also am using another color for the mane. So let's go through the yarn real fast. This is the yarn that I was talking about. These are all the beautiful colors from the Moonglow Advent. And then I'm also using, for my main color, I'm using Life in the Long Grass, and it is in the colorway Mountain Path. Can you see that? Yeah, okay. And this is what that color is. So pretty. I love Life in the Long Grass, and this is just a beautiful color. I am housing, I always forget to do my bags, so I made a note to make sure I do it this time. I'm housing this in a bag that my friend gifted me. She was doing a de-stash and decided she thought I would like this, and I love it. It's a little Harry Potter bag. I don't know where it's from, and I probably actually won't have it much longer because it's going to be passed to my daughter, who, the moment she saw it, decided that she wanted it, but I was like, I'm gonna use it for a little while because it was given to me. So I won't have it for too much longer. But I do have my little Notions 10, which is from NeonSol. Love this so much. It fits everything that I need. Scissors. It has my row counter, stitch markers, my chapstick, everything that I need in there. I'll have them linked down below for you guys, but that is what I'm housing it in. So last time I made a marker. I hadn't been working on it too awful long the last time I podcast, so I had a marker in. So I put the marker right here where I was. So this is the first side. You can see that I have added quite a bit on that. So I'm loving these colors and how they're working. I think I could have done the pinks maybe a little bit differently, but it's okay. I think I'm on the 11th color. I just joined. I've only done one row. So that's going to be the next color, and I love that. Isn't that looking so good? So if you don't know the Radvent, let me explain. This is one of the sleeves, and it will be going like this, and then you can see where it stops right here, and you add length to it, and then it becomes like a cardigan like this, which I am loving. I'm doing a couple sizes bigger than I did the last time. I'm doing the size 54, and I'm loving how big and how cozy it's going to be. Yeah, it's so great. And I'm going to add extra length, I think, to the ribbing. So then you knit this side all the way up, and then you knit this side all the way up and connect it in the back, and then you'll do the collar and also the ribbing at the bottom, the hem, and then yeah, you have a cool little cardigan. So it's definitely not a normal construct of a cardigan, but it's really fun to do, and it's perfect for advents. You can see my increases there. It's perfect for advents or scraps, or even just one color would be really great. So you may be thinking, that's not really that much work to do in 2 weeks. And I would agree with you until you look over here and you see that I also did this sleeve. So this is the second sleeve. I'm actually a little farther in the second sleeve than I am in the first sleeve that I was working on. And oh my gosh, I think this side's my favorite. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. Okay, so the reason why I kind of split and didn't do it correct was where am I? I was ready to split, like right here. So I was right here, and I had a coffee date with another knitter, Nicole, and I wanted something that was just going to be mindless to knit on while I was hanging out with her, and I didn't want to have to figure out how to add the extra stitches. I didn't want to have to like think about anything, so I decided to put this one away and take my needles off and put it on this one and start this one. So that's what I did. I started it when we were at our coffee date, and then I think I got up to like here while we were chatting and such, and then I just kept going with this one until I got to the same point, and then I did the same add-ons, this same little add-on bit where you cast on extra stitches at the same time on both of them, so that I could get it out of the way and not have to go back and redo it again. And then I just started going on. So this one has like 2 more colors I think that need to be added to it. They weren't wound up yet. They're right in here. They're these 2 purples. They weren't wound up yet, so I didn't want to. No, but the other ones were wound, and I was also meeting Nicole again a week later and didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to wind them. I just wanted to knit, so I switched back to the other one. But fun story, while I was switching back to the other one, my needle snapped in half. I'll put the picture right here. Like, I was just changing it, and I don't know what I did, but it broke so easily, and I was just like, what is happening? Nicole was sitting there with her daughter, and they were just like, oh my gosh, it broke. So I was super bummed because those were my Moonglow, or not my Moonglow. I keep saying that because it is, what are they called? Lantern Moon. I'm using Moonglow yarn, so that's why I'm getting confused. But it was my brand new set, and I was so bummed. And my friend Natalie of Knitty Natty also had the same thing happen like a week before me. And I was like, dang, if I'd known that about these needles, I may not have gotten them. But I went ahead while I was sitting there and ordered another set of the needles so I could get them. And I was like, I just did the trick where you use the smaller needle on one side and the bigger on the other and knit with it that way. But this is back and forth, so I had to keep switching the needles every time, which was annoying for one. And then it was also scaring me to change them that often because I was like, what if they break again? So yeah, that put a little hinge in me getting this done more, but I think that it turned out pretty good because, oh, I'm dropping yarn because I'm literally like 4 or 5 colors away from joining these. And then it'll be really simple with just the most annoying part will be picking up the stitches for the collar and the hem. But then it should be moving right along. So I'm really, really loving this. I love how it's going to be like 2 separate vibes, but totally going together. It's mostly purples that are going to be in the back, so I think that's going to really go well. It said once you got to a certain color to stop doing 18 rounds for my size and to do 16, but I just kept doing 18. I actually don't think I have as many colors as it calls for the size that I'm making. So I was like, I'll just do 18, and once I get there, I'll measure and see if I need to add another color or what I need to do. So we'll see how that goes. But just know that I'm kind of tweaking it a little bit. I am keeping track of the yarn that I am using for each color. And you would think, wouldn't you think that every stripe would be exactly the same amount, but somehow it's not. Somehow I'm weird and it's not the exact same every time. Or sometimes it's not even, it's like half a gram off, which is weird. I feel like that's weird, but anyways, I'm keeping track of that. I'm going to put it on my Ravelry page once I am finished with the project. So hopefully it will help anyone else who is thinking about making it to make sure you have enough. I think I'm at the biggest part of using them right now, and I still have about, I want to say 6 grams left of those colors, of the remnants of what I'm using. So yeah, I'm gonna have plenty of that. Speaking of, these are all of my used colors. I am thinking that I might use these in a Bubble Cardigan, which is by Stephen West. It's a pattern that I'm thinking I can maybe use one color that's the same and then maybe stripe these other colors in. I don't know how much a stripe would take in the yarn, so I'll have to see and do some investigating on Ravelry, but that is a possibility for the rest of my yarn to go into a bubble cardigan. I think that would be kind of cool. So we'll see. I'm not sure. That was just a thought that came up. Anything else? Nope, I don't think so. I'm really, really loving it. I am using a US 6 for these, which is what the pattern calls for, and also a US 4 for the ribbing. I have been using my Lantern Moon needles. These are actually the new ones that I got. So these are the ones that I got to replace. And I'm just scared that I'm going to break them again, but I think it'll be okay. And these needle stoppers are by Fox and Pine. Absolutely love them. Everything's going to be linked down below for you guys. I did have to use my Chiaogu needles for this because I wasn't switching back and forth over and over again when I needed mindless knitting, when I only had the one needle. So yeah, I took, would you believe that both of my projects are on size 6 needles, and I only have one Chiaogu size 6, and then the Lantern Moon that only had one needle. So I literally had to take them off of a project to go onto a project and back. It was a pain, but it was only like 4 days, so it wasn't horrible. But yeah, that's where we are with Radvent. My next work in progress is my All of the Lights, and I'm really excited to show you all the progress that I got done on it. I'm really pleased with how much I have done over the last 2 weeks. But yeah, let's go into some details about it first, and then we will show you the progress. So it is the All of the Lights cardigan, which is by Joji Locatelli. It is my dream project, and I have just been loving working on it, using Miss Bab's Yowza in Apple Season. I believe that's right. Yes, Apple Season. And I'm using a US 5 and a US 6 Chiaogu needles in this pattern. I think I called for a US 4 and then a US 6, but I'm using a 5 and a 6 because I wasn't exactly getting what I wanted for it. I'm really, really loving them. My dog keeps hitting things. Hold on. Anyways, I really, really am loving working on this. It's so fun. Let me show you the yarn. So this is Apple Season by Miss Babs, and this is in one of her like 225 gram big old skeins. So I had 3 of these. This is actually the 3rd one that I'm on, which is worrying me just a tad bit. But I'm housing this in my Cottontail Farms bag. It's my favorite. I love it so much. And then I also have another little NeonSol, I don't know what they call this, notions pouch. I don't think it's actually meant for knitting, but I absolutely love it. So I have that on this project as well, and it works out great. So let me show you the progress that we have. So we started last podcast. We were right here at this little possum, which is by Simply Serving, and we have done all of this. Isn't that so great? Oh my gosh. I am loving this so much. We go on the back. You can see all of the beautiful detail, and knock on wood, I haven't really messed up that much on it, which I'm really proud of. I've been working really hard on it, trying to do the best that I can. So yeah, let's just do, most of it is on, well, it's not on Barber Cords anymore. I changed it, but I think I can. Hold on, where's my needle? There we go. Just kind of see what it looks like on. Yes. So I wanted it to where it was just going to fit and not like overlap or anything. Oh, and I think it looks so good. And of course this isn't blocked or anything, so there's a lot of give that's gonna happen with all of the lace and everything. I love it so much, guys. It's so cool. So I had my hardest night on it last night. I was working, and I've been working on the pockets, which are very strange. They're really difficult. You don't really understand what's happening the whole time you're doing them. But you have like, I have like all these things on hold. So I have, let me turn it this way for you. So I have this little bit on hold, and then I have this bit on hold right here. And then I added stitches right here, and yeah, I was really confused. I didn't put one marker in that I was supposed to, so I kept going through the pattern like 5 or 6 times last night, looking at it and being like, no, I have the right number, but what she's telling me to do and what is happening is not adding up. I eventually figured it out, and I think I'm clear sailing for right now. I have about 7-ish, probably more inches to knit before the ribbing. And that's why this being my last ball is concerning me a little bit. We'll see. I do have 2 balls left over for sleeves. So this was my first cake that I went into, and I have about 25, 30 grams left for sleeves to start at the top to kind of blend it in. Then this one is my second one. I made sure it has a marking on there so I know it's the second one. I have about 25 left of this, so that's 50 grams to get started on the sleeves, and then I will have this. So we'll see. It takes up a lot of yarn. It does. And I know I talked about it last time, and the time before that too, also, but I made the arm sleeve, the armhole, oh my gosh, the armhole a lot longer than it was supposed to be. It was only supposed to be like 6.5 inches, which was just not enough. So I think I ended up making it, was it 6.5? Can't remember now. Maybe it was 4.5. 4.5 maybe. I don't remember. It was supposed to be something. And I ended up making, I think I made it 7. Maybe that's where I'm getting 6.5 from. But I ended up making mine 7 inches, so that's adding quite a few more inches. And then you do 11 inches from the hole down to where you start all the pocket craziness. And then from there, you still have to add until there's 20 inches. So yeah, maybe I only have like 5 more inches to add. I don't know. It was late, so I can't remember exactly what I was doing. I have a bit to add, so let's just leave it at that. But I'm really happy with the progress that I made from my little guy. And one of the reasons that I made so much progress was because we had a challenge in the Love and Stitches membership to see how far we could get on a lingering whip from, I think it was a Sunday to a Thursday. Yeah, a Sunday to a Thursday. So I hadn't worked on it at all since the podcast. So it was the same stitch marker I was using, and I got 5 inches done between that time, and I was really proud of that and really excited. And that was the motivation that I needed to get working on it. And now I'm in another part where it's kind of like, I know what I'm doing, I know the pattern, I have everything marked down really well. So it's going smoothly right now. God willing, it keeps going smoothly. So yeah, I'm gonna move my marker. I'll do that tonight when I am knitting on it. And I also moved the marker on the Radvent so we can see the progress next time. I really, really would like to get this done in the next 2 weeks. I don't know if that's going to happen. And that might be really extravagant. I'd like to at least be on the sleeves and almost done, if not done. And I really want the Radvent done. So I would like both of these projects off the needles next podcast. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but a girl can dream. So that is my dream, is to have these done. They are the only things I'm working on, so that can't be too hard. I have a hard project and an easy project. So yeah, maybe we will get that done. Let me see, did I have anything else to say? Oh, I did want to show my cute little grow goose, since it is May the 4th. So these are my stitch stoppers. My friend Stephanie sent these to me, and I absolutely love them. The minute I got them, I put them on this project, and I am using my Xiaogu needles with the red lace for this project. Oh, and then these, you might be wondering, are Barber Cords. I'll have them linked down below too. Actually, I get mine off of Amazon, and I get like a spool. It's like, I want to say less than $15, and then I just cut off what I need. So it really works, and then I just reuse them. And I've had this about a year, I think, and have so much left over. So I think this is a really good bargain if you just want to kind of have your own. You can get small ones, like I have little smaller ones here for these stitches that are on hold, and the bigger ones, this is a really big one that doesn't need to be on this little bit, but it was what I had last night and I didn't want to get up. So that's what we have there, and yeah, it's really going well, and I'm loving the progress. So maybe next time I'll be wearing it. Okay, so I don't have a lot of future things that I want to make or a lot of acquisitions or any of that, so I figured I would just do all of the things in one little segment so that it kind of goes a little smoother and there's not so choppy or anything. So anyways, I have just 2 little acquisitions to share with you. I already mentioned the one, and that is the replacement needles from the ones that snapped from my Lantern Moon set. So I ordered those from the same place that I ordered the size 4s that I got last time. And I also ordered a couple more fixed cords while I was at it. These are the size 20 inch. I thought they would be really great if I want to make a muscle burl or something like that. So since I was already buying the needles, I thought I would go ahead and get these also. So that was one thing, and that was totally out of necessity because I needed the size 5s. And then my sweet friend Nicole, who I also saw a couple times in the last couple weeks, she heard me say that I didn't have any more stitch markers. Always get stitch markers and progress keepers. I always say the same thing for them. So anyways, stitch markers, that I used them all when I was working on my All of the Lights and the Whitmore cardigan. So she was so sweet, and she mailed me a whole bag of all of these different ones, and it is just so sweet. Thank you, Nicole. These are going to go to great use. I'm so excited to have them. And yeah, I'm excited to be able to use them now. So thank you very much. All different sizes, all different kinds. When my husband saw them, he was like, "Oh, those look like nose rings." No, they're stitch markers. So hold on. So yeah. So that was all. I didn't really buy anything else, which I'm happy about. But yeah, that was that. And then goals. So my goals really are to finish these two sweaters. I don't want to cast on another sweater. I don't want to cast on any other projects really until I get these two done. So that is my goal, is to try to get these done. I definitely want to get the Radvent done before next time. And I would really like to try to get all of the lights done as well. The only other thing that I am planning to cast on are some yarn cozies. My friend Natalie of Nitty Natty is running a cozy along from May 1st to the 31st. Does May have a 31st? I feel like it does. So till the end of the month. So I will have her Instagram link down below, which has all the information about it on her Instagram page. So you can check out and come make some fun cozies. There are crochet cozies, there are knitted cozies, there are cozies for bottle cozies, can cozies, and yarn cozies. There are all the cozies. So I do plan to participate in that and make a few of those. I just need to pick out some yarn and get my needles ready to do it because they are super fast projects. So yeah, that's the only thing that I'm planning to cast on. There's a pattern. I meant to mention it last time, but totally forgot. It's a new pattern, and it is by Wool and Pine, and it is called the Bluegrass, and it's like a big, beautiful shawl that you use up all of your scraps with. Wait a second. Maybe I was thinking of using these scraps for that instead of for the... I don't know. I'm either going to use these scraps for a bubble cardigan or for this beautiful shawl. I think that this would be such a fun project, and I've really been wanting to cast it on. But I think if I cast it on, I'm going to abandon my other whips, and I really want to get those done first. So maybe that will be my cast on reward after I finish the All of the Lights cardigan. I think that would be really great. So I've seen a few people cast it on in our membership, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I want to get the scraps all together and kind of get an outline of kind of how I want it to look. So I'm really excited. The pattern also seems to be very adaptable, that you can make it for all different sizes. So I'm really excited to cast that on. Hopefully it could possibly be cast on by the next podcast, but don't hold me to it. So yeah. Let me see. Was there anything else? I don't think so. I think that's all I have for this little all of the things segment. But next we are going to chat about my yarn usage and stash update for April. My stash update for April is a little sad. I didn't get as much done as I have in the previous months. But that's not from lack of knitting, because I have these two pretty big projects on my needles, and they are taking up a lot of my time. So let's just go through the stats a little bit and show you what I did. So for the month of April, I started out with a total of 71 skeins in my stash. And is this what I'm doing? Yes, 71 in my stash. And I ended up using 4 skeins for the month. And that was for my Whitmore, and then also for the socks, the rib socks that I made for my husband. So those were the 4 skeins that I ended up using. I ended up purchasing 6 skeins in the month of April. And I'm giving one of those away to a friend. I had purchased it specifically for her, so I am giving one away, which takes me down to 5 new skeins for the month, which is going to give me 72 skeins total for the starting of May. So only using 4 skeins is crazy. The last few months I've been using a lot more, but I've also been using kind of smaller projects. some of them, some not. But yeah, I was a little surprised by that it was only 4. I also only finished 2 projects in the month of April. Only 2. So that was my Whitmore sweater, and then also the red socks for my husband. So those were the 2 that I used, and that equals, I'm looking at my computer here, if you can, I'm sure you can see that, but that equals for March stats of, not March, April, I'm going to have to change that, April stats for grams used. I ended up using 3,000, no, grams, I used 388.2 grams total in the month of April. And then yards was 1,249.26 yards, which is way lower than the other months, which you can see right here. So I feel kind of bummed by that a little bit, but I know that I shouldn't because I have these other projects on the needles that when they come off this month in May, they're going to skyrocket May. So yeah, it's just a little give and take for April. Yeah, and I'm also, the Moonglow doesn't count because these were minis, so I'm also using a lot of yarn from that. So that's coming out of my stash, which I'm really happy about. But yeah, was there anything else I wanted to share about that? I don't think so. So I'm starting with 72 skeins, and I just keep ticking up somehow. So I don't know how that keeps working, but I am excited to see if maybe this next month I can get it down a little bit and not buy as much yarn. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I'm wanting to buy this month. I don't know. I think I'm good for now, but I could come back next month and have a ton new. So that is my stats for April. Let me know down below if you're keeping track of your stats and how your April was. I'd love to hear it. We are already at Life Talk. This is probably going to be a bit of a shorter episode, which is strange for me, although I can talk a lot, so this might go for a while. But yeah, life's been good. We've been really busy the last couple of weeks. We've gotten to do a lot of things, so that's been great. We haven't gotten our passports yet, but we did get appointments for them. So we're going this upcoming week to get the passport application put in. Brian, since we had our photos, more post offices near us opened up with appointments, so the nearest one we could find was this upcoming week. So we're going to do that and get that out of the way. I'm just glad that we don't have to go and sit somewhere and wait and, have hours to wait. When you have 3 kids, I mean, they're really good about going and doing things like that, but they only take so much, you know what I mean? So we're going to be getting that done, so hopefully the applications will be done by next time I see you. Brian had about a week off. His schedule worked out. He had like 6 full days or 7 full days off in a row, which was really nice. So we got to do a lot of fun things, and the weather here in Washington was beautiful. We had, it didn't rain almost every day that he was off. It was sunny, which was really nice. So one of the days we went to, in Tacoma, they have tons and tons of RV lots and RV stores and all this stuff. So we went to quite a few of those and went and walked around a lot of RVs, went inside and saw a whole bunch of different ones. We actually only saw 2 or 3 that would work for our family, but we're not looking to upgrade right now because financially we just can't do that right now. We would love to upgrade to one that had 3 bedrooms. There is a model that has 3 bedrooms, which would give the boys like a bunk room and then give Felicity a big room and then us have a room. We saw one of those, and it was really nice. It's the living room area is so small though. That's the only thing I don't like about it, but you're giving up that living space for bedroom space. So we would like to do that eventually, but it's not going to be something anytime soon, I don't think. But it was fun to go around and look at everything, and just go through a whole bunch. and see different things. It's just fun to see. And especially when you already live in one. Like, I think when we were going through and looking the first time and not having lived in one, we lived in the tiny house, so it was kind of different. But now we know it's like, oh, that's interesting, or there's no storage here, or, you know, it's just different. So it was really fun. And then after that, we went and got dinner at Red Robin, which was delicious. I did a little bit of knitting while we were waiting for our food, so that was fun. And then I think it was it the next day? Maybe not the next day, but a couple days later, we went to, I'm not going to say it this way, Snoqualmie Falls, I think is how you say it. They are some beautiful falls that are about an hour, 15 minutes from where we live. So we drove up there. We went on the hike. That day was the warmest day we have seen here in Washington. It was nearly 90 degrees when we got there. I was wearing sweatpants and this shirt, actually, because it was the day I got it. And I was not expecting it to be so hot. The trail you could go down the trail, and then there was a parking lot at the bottom that you could park at, and then there was one at the top. And we parked at the top and decided to go down the trail, which was a very steep trail the entire way. And then we got to the lower viewing point of the falls, and it was beautiful. And all of my children were like, we're going to die if we have to go up that. It's 90 degrees. It's hot. I was the only one who brought a water bottle, so everyone was drinking my water. And Brian was an angel and was like, do you want me to go up and get the truck and come down and get you guys? And I was like, oh, I don't want you to have to do that by yourself. I don't want you to, like, I didn't want him to do that and us to be lazy and stay down there. But he was looking at the kids and he was like, I need to go do that. And I was like, okay, fine. You go do that and we'll sit here and wait for you. And he did that. It was only half a mile of a trail, but it was literally uphill the whole way. And he did that in 10 minutes, which I was impressed by because I would have been dying. And yeah, it would have taken us at least 45 minutes with the kids to get up there because we would have been taking breaks all the time and there would have been a lot of complaining. So yeah, he came and got us like 15 minutes later, and it was perfect. That was great. We got the view, but we didn't have to suffer with the trail. Bless his heart. He was the best for that, and I am so grateful. I thanked him many times. And then I think we got we got Cheesecake Factory that night because it was delicious and we love our food. So that was fun. It was one of the things that were on our Washington bucket list to do. So we got to check that off, which was great. And then we also got to go and do something else, which was just 2 days ago, I think. Yeah, 2 or 3 days ago. But I'm going to have a vlog about that whole day, but I will mention a couple things for you, so you can look out for the vlog of our day. We were gone from the house for about 15 or 16 hours, and we went over to Cape Flattery, which is about 3.5 hours from where we live, and it is the northwesternmost part of the continuous United States. So it's the farthest west and northwest that you can go without going on water to get there. So we went there. On the way, we stopped at the Olympic Game Park, which was so crazy. We saw lots of bears, and they had tigers and all kinds of things, bison, everything. It was really cool. And then we went to Dungeness Spit, which is another beautiful area and was super fun, and it was nice. It was just a couple minutes from the game park. But yeah, I'm going to have a whole vlog about that coming out next week, hopefully. So stay tuned for that if you want to see some beautiful sights. We had a really great day. We were exhausted when we got home and very sore from all of our hiking, but it was beautiful, and those were things on our bucket list to get done, so I'm really excited to have those all checked off. I'm really excited to be able to say that I've been to the most northwest point of the continuous United States. My kids and my husband really don't care. They were like, it was pretty, and I'm like, yeah, but now we can say we've been there, and they're like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, but that's really cool. So yeah. So those were really fun, and I'm excited to share that with you soon. And the other thing is, I got to meet up with my friend Nicole quite a few times. We met up twice. Once the day of the last podcast came out, and then the second one was a week later almost. And we got to meet on local yarn store day, LYS day. We met at Rainy Day Yarns in Gig Harbor and just sat and knit, and her daughter was with her as well, so that was fun. That's where I broke my needle, which wasn't fun, but it was really nice to be able to hang out with her a couple times. She's in the Love and Stitches membership, so we met through that, which is awesome. So thank you, Nicole, for meeting up with me. And yeah, I think that's all the life stuff. It was a lot of life this time, which was nice. It was nice to be able to get out and do things. The hardest part about getting out and doing things is getting up earlier to do things. Like, we left the house at like 8:30 to go to Cape Flattery, and it's a struggle because we're not morning people at all. Like, no, we don't want to get up early. So getting up and getting going is the hardest part. But once we start, that's Legos, if you can hear that noise. Once we start, we enjoy it, so it was fun. But we didn't get home till like 11:30 that night. It was a long day. Let me see. Okay, I wanted to talk about what I've been watching. So there's only a few things that I've been watching that it feels like. I've been watching all the normal TV. I mean, a lot of TV shows are coming to their end here in America. May is when they typically end. So I've been really enjoying Survivor. This group has been really interesting and fun to watch, and my favorite just got voted out, sadly. So if you watched this week, you'll know who got voted out, and I was hoping that they would win, but they did not. That's okay. I also watched The Diplomat on Netflix. It has Kerry Russell and, I can never remember his name. I can see his face. Rufus. It's Rufus something. I'll have it on the screen for you. So I watched that on. It's like a season 1. It has been picked up for another season. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite. I felt there was unnecessary language for like no reason. And it was just, yeah, it was okay. I'll watch the second season probably, but it's not going to be one that I am super into. But it was all right in my opinion. So Brian and I have been watching The Chosen, which is on Amazon Prime, and I was a little hesitant to watch it. My friend Stephanie had mentioned it and said that she had been watching it and enjoying it, and I had heard of it, but it's about kind of Christ's story and when he's picking his disciples, and we've only seen the first season, so I'm not quite sure. Oh, we've seen 2 episodes of the second season, so it's been really interesting. I really, really enjoyed it. I was leery to watch it because Christian things are really cheesy most of the time. You watch things that are either Christian made or are Christian themed, and I just, for my opinion, they just are really cheesy, and they're not up to, like other television standards. So when I started The Chosen, I actually watched the first season by myself to give it a try and see what it was like. And I went in with an open mind and was like, I'm going to try it, see if I like it. And if I don't have to keep watching it. But I really got hooked. I really, really love how the story is going. I like how biblical it is and how, like, it puts the Bible into perspective, I feel like. Like, you see God and you think of Jesus and you think of him as like this God, like not a real person. So seeing him portrayed, I know it's not really him or not exactly how he was, but giving you an idea of kind of like maybe how he was and how he would joke or how he would like do things, it kind of just puts it into a better perspective and makes it more real. Than just like a story that you read in the Bible or hear in Sunday school. So I really liked that. I really liked how they gave all the 12 disciples different personalities and different little quirks, and some are angry, some have this, some have jealousy, and it's exactly how they are, because it's exactly how you and me would have been, you know? Like, God didn't pick perfect people to be his disciples. He picked people like you and me. So I really, really enjoyed it. I finished the first season and then decided that I was going to make Brian watch it too. So I was like, I want you to try this one and let me know. We don't have to watch it if you don't want to. But he really loved the first episode, and then we just kept going. And when I've asked, like, the next couple nights what he wanted to watch, he was like, oh, well, we're watching The Chosen, right? So yeah, I would definitely encourage you to check it out if you haven't. It's really good. I really liked it, and it kind of, I've gotten goosebumps a few times watching it. I got teary-eyed watching it. It's just really great to kind of see the Bible through on the screen in a way that maybe you wouldn't have imagined. Especially I grew up in a Christian home, so I've had these stories in my head, and, you know, like, I guess the images from when I was a little kid, and you, like, think about things, and then you grow up and you see them in a different light, and I think that's kind of what this is showing. So it's been really great. I've really enjoyed it. So that's what we have been watching. So I have one more thing, and that is the giveaway. So I'm excited to do a little giveaway, and this is thanks partially to my friend Anne, who sent me a whole bunch of yarn a few months ago, and this is one of her skeins that she said that I could use as a giveaway. So I am going to have this. I don't want to make it too loud. So this is the yarn that I am going to be doing the giveaway for. It's a beautiful red and brown, and it is by Knit Mona. There we go. So we're going to be giving away this beautiful skein, and then I also have a bag full of goodies that I will be giving. There probably will be a little something else that goes in here that hasn't arrived yet. So this will be our little giveaway for next podcast. And to enter, I just want you to comment down below and let me know if you have any summer knits that you are knits or crochet items that you are making, or any big summer plans that you're really excited about. I want to hear what you guys have planned. I want to know what you're making. So yeah, if you want to be entered into the giveaway, just comment one of those two things: summer make and or summer vacation or event that's happening that you're excited about. So yeah, that's all we have for today. So thank you so much for watching the first official episode of the Wandering Purl podcast. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me through this transition, and I hope that you guys have a great couple weeks till I see you again, and may the 4th be with you. Hey guys, it's Bethany with the Wandering Purl podcast. I'm gonna have to get used to saying that. And did I say I'm Bethany? I think I did. Let's just start again because it's a total mess. I did not. I knit a lot this month, but I also didn't. Is The Chosen, which is on Amazon. And Grayson, can you not do that right now? Just wait a couple more minutes. Okay? Grayson, don't swish through the Legos right now. Give me a couple minutes.